It's the start of a new month, which means Missouri is one step closer to the beginning of the legislative session. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Murray.
And I'm Brittany Pieper. Some state lawmakers pre-filed bills today in preparation for the 2016 session. KOMU8's Megan Kelly is here to tell us what the state could consider doing for those wishing to adopt in Missouri.
Adoption in Missouri can be quite expensive, with costs anywhere between $4,000 to $10,000. But Republican Representative Rob Vescovo is trying to change that. Vescovo is the sponsor of a bill that will take the cost down to just $500 for adoptive parents. Around 13,000 children are in the foster care system nationwide or statewide. Vescovo says his goal is to help people who want to become parents actually be able to be parents.
You know, some of those parents, they could put, food on the table and clothes on your back, and they likely could give you a good education, loving home. Why shouldn't those parents have the opportunity to be parents as well?
I also spoke with Deanna Alonzo, who is the executive director for the Central Missouri Foster Care and Adoption Association. She says the state covers the cost of adoptions already, and this bill wouldn't give any incentive to adopt Missouri children currently in the foster system.
The debate over a proposed sales tax increase will be decided by voters later this month. 14 voters in Columbia's Business Loop district will vote on the 1/2 cent sales tax increase. The Business Loop Community Improvement District mailed ballots to the voters this week. The district promotes that the Business Loop serves as Columbia's first impression.
But really, when you look at this being the front door to our community, a front door to the university, the front door could use to be an uplift, and that's what we're looking to do.
An opponent told KOMU8 News he thinks having only 14 voters decide a tax where many others shop is unfair. The mail-in ballots are due December 10th.
Law enforcement officers in Missouri will soon spend more time in the classroom. Starting in 2017, officers will have to complete 24 hours of mandatory training a year. The added training introduces new topics such as fair and impartial policing, bias recognition, and officer well-being. The changes come after Governor Nixon called upon the Missouri Peace Officer Standards and Training, or POST Commission, to revamp standards following the shooting of Michael Brown and other events across the country. But one sheriff says he has his concerns.
Every day that you're on the road to go train, every day that you're sitting in the seat, whether it's computer training or whether it's at a classroom, those hours are not spent on patrol.
The chairman for POST says this is a long process that everyone must work toward. He says it will not be perfect, but they will try to improve every year.
Next year, all Jefferson City Public School freshmen will get a new iPad. KOMU8's Andrea Kirkland went back to school to get a peek how technology is working in Cole and Boone County classrooms.
They say the World Wide Web can give you access to faraway lands and people. That's why Jefferson City Public Schools are implementing a program called One to World. JCPS's Community Relations Officer says the initiative will equip every incoming freshman with an iPad, starting next year. She says the technology will open a world of possibilities, and 7th grader Emma Redden agrees.
The school is providing us with basically things that are less expensive for maybe like low-income families who can't afford all the school supplies that we need.
Redden said she was able to get her hands on a learning tool she wouldn't have otherwise.
I was like that at the start of the year. I had no binder, I was carrying around notebooks, but when they passed out iPads, I was able to keep all my notes and things in there.
Redden attends West Middle School in Columbia and says her classes use iPads, mobile quiz applications, and note-taking software. CPS's network specialist, Aaron Heath, said that's not uncommon for today's curriculum.
We have roughly 18,000 students with 24,000 devices spread throughout the district. The iPad is a one-to-one at Battle High School and also at a few of our middle schools.
Jefferson City Public Schools currently operate on a 1 gigabyte network. While officials say the current capacity functions fine, they are currently revising their internet provider contract in anticipation for the wave of new tools.
Fun fact, Joplin Public Schools became the first district in Missouri to use iPads. They were donated by the United Arab Emirates following the 2011 tornado that destroyed thousands of textbooks and other learning materials.
Here's what's happening right now. An event at Jesse Hall on the MU campus offered free HIV testing in honor of World AIDS Day. KOMU8's Emma Henderson spoke to the organization that does the testing and discovered a surprising trend in young adults.
I spoke to Cale Mitchell, Executive Director of RAIN Central Missouri. Mitchell said that HIV testing has become less popular since the 90s, despite the fact that the test itself is less complicated.
So there is a lot of complacency about getting tested. What's the big deal? You just take a pill a day. So we still deal with that, trying to convince people it's important.
Also, he said that out of the people that they test between the ages of 18 and 25, they're most likely to be new positives for the HIV virus. On display in the lobby are panels from the AIDS Memorial Quilt, which in its entirety remembers more than 94,000 individuals. RAIN is here along with Olympic gold medalist Greg Louganis, who is sharing his experiences being an HIV positive individual. Reporting live in Columbia, Emma Henderson, KOMU8 News.
Amid the hustle and bustle of Black Friday and Cyber Monday, hashtag Giving Tuesday is a day to give back to the community. This is the fourth year of the global movement. A variety of programs like the Columbia College Fund and the Humane Society will benefit from today's event. Director of Annual Giving at Columbia College, Nathan Fleischman, says this is a great way to step back and appreciate what we have.
Giving Tuesday is a really important day because it's a day about celebrating the spirit of giving back, whether that means giving with your time or your talents or your treasures.
Maybe tomorrow.
Fleischman says he is very proud how the community came together on this day of giving.
It was a little sunnier out there today after a very wet weekend, so let's send it over to Alex for a look at what you can expect for the rest of the week.
Yes, thank you, Brittany. It was a very nice and sunny day today. However, the clouds will be building in for tonight and tomorrow morning. We could be seeing a slight chance of sprinkles and flurries as you head out the door. Wednesday morning, we'll be getting down to a low of 31 degrees. By Wednesday afternoon, we'll be keeping those cloudy skies with a high of 42. And later on in the show, I'll be talking about today's sunny afternoon as well as another cloudy and cool Wednesday, but then a warming trend once all those clouds leave on Wednesday. We'll talk about that later in the show.
Alex, thank you very much. Coming up, what French police have found so far after 2,000 raids.
And a dad pleads not guilty after he was accused of kidnapping his own son for more than a decade.